The judge overseeing Donald Trump's hush money trial has upheld his historic criminal conviction and scheduled his sentencing for 10 days before his inauguration. Justice Juan Merchan denied Mr. Trump's motion to dismiss the case in light of his election victory, but suggested he give him an unconditional discharge, a rare and lenient alternative to jail or probation. Mr. Merchan said Mr. Trump could appear for the sentencing on January 10th, either in person or virtually, a move that will cement Mr. Trump's status as a criminal weeks before he is sworn in as the 47th U.S. president. A sentence of an unconditional discharge appears to be the most viable solution to ensure finality and allow defendant to pursue his appellate options, Mr. Merchan wrote in an 18-page decision released Friday. The sentence would contrast with a conditional discharge, which allows defendants to walk free if they meet certain requirements, such as maintaining employment or paying restitution. Responding to Mr. Merchan's announcement, Mr. Trump said on Truth Social that the judge's decision was an illegitimate political attack that was nothing but a rigged charade. Stephen Chung, Mr. Trump's incoming communications director, said, "Today's order by the deeply conflicted acting Justice Merchan in the Manhattan DA witch hunt is a direct violation of the Supreme Court's immunity decision and other long-standing jurisprudence. This lawless case should have never been brought, and the Constitution demands that it be immediately dismissed." President Trump must be allowed to continue the presidential transition process and to execute the vital duties of the presidency unobstructed by the remains of this or any remnants of the witch hunts. There should be no sentencing, and President Trump will continue fighting against these hoaxes until they are all dead. The president-elect was found guilty in May of 34 counts of falsifying business records to cover up a payment to former adult film actress Stormy Daniels. It was the first time a U.S. president, former or sitting, had been convicted of or charged with a criminal offense. Falsifying business records is punishable by up to 4 years in prison, but before his election victory, legal experts said it was unlikely Mr. Trump would be sentenced to prison, although not impossible. His sentencing, which had initially been scheduled for July, has been pushed back several times due to a Supreme Court ruling on presidential immunity and Mr. Trump's election victory. In Mr. Trump's legal team's second motion to dismiss the case, his lawyers argued that having the verdict hanging over him during his presidency would impede his ability to govern. Mr. Trump's first motion, which argued that the case ran afoul of the highest court's immunity ruling, was unsuccessful. A sentencing date of November 26 was pushed back indefinitely after Mr. Trump defeated Kamala Harris in the election. Prosecutors with Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg's office, which brought the case, said there were measures short of the extreme remedy of overturning the jury's verdict that could assuage Mr. Trump's concerns about being distracted by a criminal case while serving as president. They suggested several options to Mr. Merchan, including delaying the sentencing until Mr. Trump, 78, leaves the White House in 2029, or guaranteeing a sentence that would not involve prison time. The prosecutors also said the judge could simply terminate the case with a notation that Mr. Trump was never sentenced and that his conviction was neither affirmed nor reversed on appeal. They said a similar approach was used in cases where a defendant dies after being convicted, but before being sentenced. The case stemmed from a $130,000 payment that Mr. Trump's former lawyer Michael Cohen made to Miss Daniels. The payment was for her silence before the 2016 election about a sexual encounter she has said she had a decade earlier with Mr. Trump, which he denies. Mr. Trump pleaded not guilty in the case and continues to insist it was a witch hunt and election interference. On December 16, Mr. Trump lost a separate attempt to dismiss the conviction in light of the U.S. Supreme Court's decision that presidents cannot be criminally prosecuted over their official actions and that evidence of their official actions cannot be presented in criminal cases over personal conduct. In denying Mr. Trump's motion to dismiss, Mr. Merchant said the prosecution over decidedly personal acts of falsifying business records poses no danger of intrusion on the authority and function of the executive branch. Mr. Trump was charged in 3 other state and federal criminal cases in 2023, one involving classified documents he kept after leaving office, and 2 others involving his efforts to overturn his 2020 election loss. He pleaded not guilty in all 3 cases. The Justice Department moved to dismiss the 2 federal cases after Mr. Trump's election victory,